provided to me by the IGC. Thank you, Indie Game Collective. And it is called Beacon Pines. And all I know is that it is cute and spoopy. Not necessarily scary, but very spoopy. And I am excited for spoopy. Hey, Izzy. Nice to see ya. Here we go. And I'm gonna take a moment because I had to futz with some sound settings. So if anything sounds off or doesn't come through, please, please, please tell me. That thunder's coming through just fine on my end up. Ah, yes, a book.
Dear reader.
Oh. Why, thank you for reading to me. I appreciate that, game.
Allow me to introduce you to my book.
Oh, I hate that when it happens, Izzy. And of course, American hospital system's gonna cost you, bajillion dollars, I'm sure. Well, I hope she feels better, and I hope everything perks up.
Though it might at first appear like many books you've come across, it is far from ordinary.
Well, I mean, generally books don't start reading to me. Oh, right. Sorry, forgot. You're Canadian. You don't have a $7,000 bill for today. Sorry. One of those things.
You may, therefore, have some misunderstandings about its nature.
In all honesty, I'm glad to hear that your mom is okay and that nothing is wrong. Then that's the important part, that you're both safe and okay.
The story that awaits you has not been fully told. In fact, its conclusion is not yet known, even to myself. It is in that way that my book is special. It is in that way that you are special.
Oh, thank you, Talking Book. How very kind of you.
Without you, there is no story. Chapter 1. Normal isn't what it used to be. This is a story about change.
Change.
Nestled in a shallow valley is the town of Beacon Pines. Far from the town square, across the river, past the neglected welcome sign, a young boy walks alone at dawn. His name is Luca Van Horn, and like you, dear reader, he's here for a reason.
Oh, am I the tiny little goat deer thing? I think it's a deer. Hey, Dad. Oh, you speak in wibble wobbles. First day of certification. I start middle school next year, I guess. I was 6 years old when you died. It's been 6 years now. From here on out, though I've been gone longer than you were here. Feels like that should mean something. Mom always said that this tree was her favorite spot in the world. Me too. Hey, Luca. I knew I'd find you here.
Rolo was Luca's closest friend. He possessed many fine qualities, but subtlety was not one of them.
Well, after I banged on your door till your gran answered, and after I checked the pond, and climbed up to the treehouse, then I knew I'd find you
Rolo
here.
finally noticed the tears welling in his friend's eyes, and the flowers on the grave.
Oh, yeah, right. You and your mom always did this on your dad's birthday. Yeah. I didn't know if you were going to keep doing it now that your mom's gone, too. She's not gone. She's just missing. Sorry, I meant to say since she went missing. She's gonna come back, Rolo. Of course she is. You know, this kid is having to deal with the worst. One second. I still have my pops for now. You know, the great elders are kind of hard to pass on, but think I'm ready to get out of here. Sure, lead the way. Oh, that was so good.
Wonderful. I had a good feeling about you from the moment you opened my book. That charm is a very special thing. Very special indeed. Keep hold of it for now. Its purpose will reveal itself soon enough.
The whole reason I was looking for you. I was wondering if you'd ever get to that. Found a perfect way to start our summer. How's that?
Rolo looked to the side suspiciously.
Not here. They might be watching. They who? Shh, not so loud. We need to do this in a secure location. Mission control. All right. Just have to tell Gran and then we can head out. What are you going to tell her? I don't know. I'll think of something. All the same to you, I'll meet you at the welcome sign. Your Gran still kind of wigs me out. I don't do well with new people. She moved in like half a year ago. Just meet me at the sign when you're done. Suit yourself. It won't be long. Tell Gran before heading out.
Dear reader, forgive me for this interlude.
I'm sure I forgive you, book.
Remember that charm you found in the dandelion patch? There are more of those special charms to discover throughout Beacon Pines. They've been known to reveal themselves to those who are willing. Some of them can be found in this very house. Since Gran had moved in, the house was more peaceful, more orderly, and more covered in flowery fabric. One of his father's old stethoscopes. Luca had spent countless hours listening to anything and everything with it.
Hey, Grunt. Stream's going quite well.
Not for years, though. Gran had already lit the fire. She kept a warm house, as if by grandmotherly obligation.
Honda. Slide off. There was a thing.
Just some dusty knickknacks.
Oh. Got me all excited, game.
Oh my, this is quite exciting. I am now certain that you are the one I've been waiting for all these years.
Okay.
You'll recall I was a bit coy regarding the use of charms earlier. Excuse me, I tend to have a flair for the dramatic.
I mean, you are a book. It's only appropriate.
You are about to encounter your first turning point. There are certain times in this tale when everything hinges on a single word. Step forth, dear reader.
What if
On the other hand, I suppose there's no reason to rush things. Gran will be waiting when you return.
I'm sorry to interrupt the flow here,
An
but I've
array
got
of prepared meals crowded, each labeled with the day of the week. A pair of dull scissors, a broken can opener, a mostly empty bottle of glue, and some loose string.
junk.
The only piece of furniture Gran had brought when she moved in was an old hutch.
Hey, hutches are hard to find, and they are great pieces of furniture. They're one of those things you want to hold on to.
Luca paused at his parents' bedroom door. He just wasn't ready to go in yet.
Yeah, don't blame you, bud.
Gran had commandeered the upstairs closet when she moved in. Some things need shelter from a young boy's mischief, she said.
Another word.
Luca tossed on his favorite old sweater. Even though it was the first day of summer, a chill still hung in the air.
Chill.
Gran's moving in meant that most of Luca's things had been crammed in the corner. Luca was somewhat annoyed by the situation. Gran's bed was undisturbed. Luca didn't mind that she had a habit of falling asleep in front of the fireplace. It meant that he could read late into the night.
Yeah. Kid after my own heart. Hey, Gran, I'm gonna go hang with Rollo for the day. See you later. Hold up now. Where are you and Rollo headed exactly? Nowhere
The
special.
less Gran knew, the better for everyone involved.
We're just gonna go. Chill for the day.
We were just gonna go chill for the day. The best lies are built on truth.
You boys are always in a hurry to do nothing. We stick to what we're good at. Make sure you're done. Sure you're done chilling in time.
Easy.
For supper.
Impressive. You've managed to navigate your first turning point without too much of a mess. That is the power of charms. A single word can change everything. I think it's time to introduce you to the Chronicle.
The Chronicle, huh?
The Chronicle is a record of the decisions you've made. You can see the turning point, which has been revealed. At any time, you can use the Chronicle to go back and invoke different charms, creating new branches. Luckily for us, this is the one and only turning point where the charms won't dramatically alter fate.
Oh,
It's the perfect opportunity to experiment with rewriting things.
interesting.
We were just gonna go hide for the day. Traditionally, when one is trying to hide something, they avoid literally. All's well that ends well.
Okay, this is a really nifty mechanic.
We were just gonna go chill for the day. The best lies are built on truth. Easy.
Stay out of trouble. I know. Get into trouble. Accurate. Oh, come on, Rolo. Chill. Come on. Woo! Dang it, Rolo.
For a town that saw few visitors, the welcome was perhaps more grand than necessary.
You know the drill. Don't let anyone discover our secret path.
Chapter 2. Welcome to Beacon Pines. For many years, this valley had been a small mining outpost. It wasn't until Sharper Valentine built his fertilizer company that Beacon Pines was established. Over the next 30 years, the town had grown and prospered, until the foul harvest and his sudden death.
Oh dear.
In the 6 years since, everyone was simply trying to get by. Mayor Augustus Valentine was not busy. Flustered, Gus instinctively loosened his tie.
Oh, poor Gus. Good day to you too.
William Kerr was the CEO of Perennial Harvest Company. He had become a fixture around town over the past few years, after the failing of Valentine fertilizer.
Is he a hyena? 'Cause I have questions if he is. I mean, no judgment. There are multiple ways that could play out, but hyenas.
The town was hungry to welcome a new source of employment.
Excited for the big festival? Sure. It's your age. There's nothing more exciting than the town festival. The food, the music, the dancing. Sounds pretty alright. You're gosh dang right it is. Looking forward to letting off some steam myself. Make sure to invite all your little friends. Couldn't keep Rolo away if I tried. Excellent. Sorry, Luca, gotta get back to the proverbial grindstone. Our harvest waits and all that. Just chilling. No bites.
Whenever Luca saw his dad's chair by the pond, it reminded him of the days they'd pack up a couple of sandwiches and fish until sundown.
I miss when I got to go fishing with my grandfather and father.
Luca opened the tackle box and picked the perfect bait. Luca gently baited a feather onto the hook. Good for skimming the surface. Luca gently, good for skimming the...
Let's try again. I just can't escape a fishing minigame, apparently.
Luca gently, good for skimming the...
Let's try that again. Rubber ducky, you're the one. Told you, turn up.
Luca tied a shoestring. What fish could resist a nice shoestring?
A boot to go with the shoestring.
Luca gently baited it. Good for skimming the surface.
I swear, one of these days that thing's gonna work the first time. Eventually. It's gonna load when I click on load the first time. Ah. Alright, back to the game now that I have been hit with a banana. Bobby switched. Oh, no, it's just the rubber ducky again.
After Luca's father had passed, Rollo became obsessed with them building their own Hank atomic star scraper. It was some time before Luca realized it was Rollo's way of keeping him occupied.
Good friend, that. Top secret stand. Plan to start our summer. And warehouse by my place. Yeah, well, it isn't abandoned. You should think that. Get this. Last night it was glowing. Glowing? Are you sure? Kinda. Places have been empty since the foul harvest. You know, you can't just drop a term like the foul harvest without an explanation, you know. We got this, kid. We'll find your mom. This is a flaming chicken coop sort of deal. You know you're a country boy when you got a story like a flaming chicken coop. Okay, so don't at me too hard, but I've never actually played a Fable game. I've watched them all played. I've been spoiled for them all. I'm well aware of their position in the zeitgeist, but I've never actually played one.
Mr. Sinclair continued snoring and lifted one eyelid just enough to see who it was, a tactic he often used to avoid undesirable conversation.
Ah, yes, the nice and grumpy. Okay, like, no. Can we intervene in this nonsense?
He pulled a pen from the pocket of his sweater vest and began to frantically jot something down on a clipboard.
Just documenting. We're gonna change the world. Look, I'm sorry, Fable is an interesting game and it's a historical point in game history, but it just does not do anything for me. Anyway, I better get. That reminds me. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Right? Sounds intense. Changing the world is intense, so what do you say? Answer a few questions? Well, I guess if it's quick, wonderful. Open to answering a few quick questions. One down, see? Not so hard. Oh, okay, we're going already. Question 2. There's something you love about Beacon Pines. Never really thought about it before. Perfect. It's the only place I've lived. See? That wasn't so
stopped
painful.
scribbling and glanced up from the clipboard.
Was it? I guess not. Huzzah! First 3 questions answered in record time. You're literally writing everything down, everything. Thank you so much for your time. I need to process these answers. You can save the rest of your thoughts for later. Okay. Our harvest awaits. Just catching my breath a bit. Go on, I'll catch up.
Holden Wilder ran the local paper of record, the Beacon Beacon.
Nice pun. Danger's a dangerous animal. I played the first Kingdom Hearts all the way up to the last boss, and then I lost my save file and I was so traumatized I could never go back. Oh, thank you. This is the new form I'm working with for a little while because I'm just not happy with where my model's at right now, so I'm switching to this form for a bit. Hey, Miss Nielsen. Morning. Not really. Here, anything. Strange Shadows. Can't say I have. You safe now. Oh, come on. Safe isn't a word. I could love. I would love safe. Safe sounds like it'd be useful. Early bird gets the proper education required for a successful and fulfilling career later in life. Interesting duo, that.
Miss Hatch could often be found near the fountain, too absorbed in a book to be distracted.
Oh,
right. Rendezvous with Roxy. This is an important turning point. The first time where your charms will change the course of fate. And currently, we only have one suitable charm at our disposal. Have no fear, we can always return later using the Chronicle once we find more charms. Well, now I'm just rambling. Where were we?
Skipped at breakfast. Well, not really, no. Can't say I have. Can't say or won't say. Roxy, would I lie to you? No, Roxy might be looking around here. What if I stand around me?
No, Rollo, shush, Rollo, stop speaking.
Oh, so we need
Rollo.
doing that turn. Everybody got scared. She's nervous. And a jump. And she's right around that corner, isn't she? Can't control with Rollo. Scratch.
Hey, sis, nice weather we're having.
Wasn't hungry. Morning chores were left unchored. Roxy, I'm gonna level with you. I'm sick and tired of digging up carrots. We all gotta pick up the slack since the foul harvest. Almost every carrot I dig up is rotten. The rest look like they were hit with Hank's atomic shrink array. All the more reason to keep digging. There's gotta be more to life than puny carrots. Look, Roxy, Luke and I have places to be, so if you don't mind. Oh, I do mind. I'm not gonna catch hell again because of you. So you march yourself home and harvest those carrots, or I haul you home myself.
Rollo froze as Roxy took a step toward him, cracking her knuckles.
Oh my.
Luca knew he had one chance to save his friend from being dragged home.
Be a little chill.
In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little chill.
Okay. Just nope. Hey, Solomon. Apologies, no time for chit chat. Library's not open yet. Ooh, I like your voice.
Luca, my boy, hold up a tick.
Oh, hey, Mr. Newcreed. I was just on my way to.
I just sold the last jar of your grandmother's preserves. Can't stock the shelves fast enough, turns out.
Hey, that's great, but I'm actually.
I guess Juniper will just have to swing by with more of her lovely jam.
Uh-huh.
Well, don't let this old man slow you down. You just remind her that she still owes me that dance.
A promise Gran regretted the second it was made.
Will do.
She's a fine woman, that Juniper.
Yeah, she's pretty cool, I guess.
A real fine woman.
Gotta go. Sweeter than any jam on earth. Oh boy.
The phone booth was brand new, part of Perennial Harvest's Beacon Pines Reborn initiative. It didn't see much use.
Hey, Luca. Hey, Joey. Bug's been shy. Careful your step. No crunchy the buggies.
The path led into a small hollow at the edge of Weepwood.
Caution, electrified fence. Is that
The
something
fence thrummed with a gentle electric buzz.
new? Okay, so
Luca often asked himself what Rollo would do, so that he could rule out that option.
definitely not touching it. But we could totally just crawl. Right? That's what I need to do there. That's Oh,
As sparks flew from the fence, the light atop that section shut off. 2 bulbs remained. One more to
That's
go. The fence's buzzing gave way to silence.
Okay, moment of truth.
Every kid in town knew the old Valentine fertilizer building. Long abandoned, the warehouse once served as the industrial heart of Beacon Pines. Now, it stood only as a reminder of things left behind. The dormant building showed strange signs of life.
Okay, so Rollo wasn't exaggerating for this.
There was only one way to find out.
Wow, that smells awful. Too bad Rollo's not here. He'd have no problem poking around in there.
Luca thought he heard faint sounds coming from the other side of the door. He pressed his ear against the cold metal to hear better. The sound of footsteps grew louder.
Shit.
The heavy steel door knocked Luca to the ground. Disoriented, he looked up to see an imposing figure silhouetted in a green glow. It lunged toward him. He tried to scramble away, but felt a gloved hand latch onto his ankle. Luca watched his fingernails leave trails in the dirt as the hand slowly dragged him back through the door, into the lab, into the green light.
Story about change.
This is a story about change. It was far from the sort of change Luca imagined for himself. But change is, after all, a dangerous animal. The end? I probably should have warned you about this.
Oh no, did we just die?
There are many paths that our story can take. Most will end in tragedy, but don't let that
Oh
discourage you.
my! we did it. We just watched a 12-year-old boy get myrtleized. Was not expecting that.
We will find the ending that this story deserves. I just know it. From here on out, a charm will have a check mark when it's been used to its full potential at a given turning point. Now, let's try something different.
Was to be a little shit?
In the past, he found the best way to deal with an enraged Roxy was to be a little shit.
Make a break for it! What have you done? Did that little shit just kick me? Run all you little twerps. Run all you want, you little twerps. You gotta come home eventually. Oh, decisions were made. With Rollo this time. Perhaps this time we shall not die. Sorry about that. Oh, you get overexcited.
Solomon Valentine, current ward of and future successor to the Valentine fortune, huffed as he brushed off his pants.
Town of complete and utter fools. No wonders if it's worth taking anything seriously here. Either way, I'm really sorry. No matter how are you doing. Me? Yes, with all the business about your mother and whatnot. Oh, I'm getting by. Still no word from her at all? No. That is truly a shame. Your grandmother has taken residence to keep house? And how is that going? We mostly stay out of each other's way. You make it sound like she's rarely at home. It's not like that. She just has a lot to do. She's still settling in and trying to figure out how to make ends meet. Indeed. Well, count your blessings. It's better to have a caretaker who's rarely around than one who tries to compensate by smothering you with attention. That doesn't sound so bad. Trust me when I say it is best to rely on yourself. Family has a way of creating more problems than they solve.
Solomon trifled a gesture toward the approaching heiress Valentine.
Speak of the devil. Apologies, heiress. I was just taking a stroll through town. Strolls are for commoners, so you're a Valentine now. Why should be present for the construction of the History Museum? The future of this town relies on its ability to remember our family's great past. Of course. Okay. Like... He tried to... I win, little help. Okay. I'm like, did he try and touch it? He tried to touch it, didn't he? I am the champion. You were racing. Did that road get longer? It seemed longer. Just lightheaded from the run. You'll need to pace yourself better next time. Sign always been there. Wait. Caution, electrified fence. No, that's definitely new. Creepy. How are we going to get around an electric fence? Don't worry, I've got this. Why did you do that? Oh, I said you can figure out what the plan is when you're done. Great, but now? Well, I did my part to establish that touching the fence is bad. I'm sure you can handle it from there. I'll supervise. From a safe distance. Whoa, you're a genius. I still don't 100% understand what I'm doing, but hey, I think that did it. Luca, you never fail to impress.
As the glowing windows of the old warehouse came into view, Rollo began to bounce excitedly.
Excited here. You bet your butt I did. Check out this puddle. That's not normal. And this hose. Oh man, the door's locked. Try harder. No dice, it won't budge. Oh well. Upstairs, right? I bet it's got stuff in it. Can't really see what's in here. Smells some treasure. Sure that isn't hazardous waste. Just help me in. Hello? It would be my honor to throw you in the trash. Oh, maybe luck. So what's in there? Let's see. Squishy bag of squish. Good inch of stagnant sludge. Wait. Foam? Oh, 2 foams. Check these bad boys out. Are those walkie talkies? Just like Hank Atomic Communicators. Do these actually work? Ground command Hank Atomic. Hank, do you read me? This is Hank Atomic. Ground command, you're coming in 5 by 5. How are your vital readouts, Hank? And a little stuffy in here. Requesting assistance for evac. Help is on the way. What was that? Someone's coming. Give me your hand. Try, my hands are covered in squish. Scoot over, I'm coming in. Tell me you saw it. You don't know what I saw. He's coming back. Get down. Oh. Oh, that. I'm not. That.
The boy sat
I think that's a
petrified under the
body.
weight of the bag.
Oh God, tell me that's not what I think it is. Do you know what separates run-of-the-mill detectives from ace detectives? Set. Chips are down. Ace detectives dig
Rollo
deep
felt
into the
around
clues.
at the large sack which burdened them. He snapped off a tag from just within a small zipper opening in the bag.
Some sort of badge or something. What's it
Rollo
say?
held the badge up to a faint shaft of light within the dumpster.
Dr. Prescott, deep engineer. It's a name tag. Who would throw away a bag of slimy old name tags? I think it's just one name tag in a bag full of something else. Okay. I think we should make a break for it. Stay calm. This is no time to panic. I'm not panicking. You're panicking. Look, calm down. You don't have to squeeze my hands more. Dude, I'm not holding your hands. Quit messing around. What other slime-covered hand would be in here? Oh dear. I'm beginning to see the benefit of your run for our lives. Right, we recently established them faster than you, so I'll go first. And I'll go together. Flaming Chicken Kukaluka. Make sure the coast is clear. I go, count to 100. Hear me yell, run. And don't hear me yell, run. Actually, either way, haul ass. Rollo, I'll give you credit. Sure found an eventful way to start our summer. It's what I do. Well, here goes nothing.
Lucas sat in the dark, tracking the sound of Rollo's footsteps as he ran. 1, 2, 3. He pressed his ear to the dumpster wall, straining to hear Rollo's footsteps as they faded away. 15, 16, 17. He tried not to think about the contents of the dumpster as he counted. 35, 36, 37. The thick stench made it hard to breathe. Screw it, that's long enough. Luca carefully lifted the lid and peered out. Nothing. No sign of Rollo. No sign of the man in the yellow suit. Time to haul ass. Luca clambered from the dumpster, stumbling to his knees. He was up like a shot and running, sprinting toward home as fast as he could. Beacon Pines flew by, blurred by the tears that welled up in his eyes. He wouldn't remember getting home at all that night. Throwing his front door open, storming up the stairs to his room and surrendering to sleep almost as abruptly as he hit his pillow. Chapter 3. Finding a friend. The next morning, it was quieter than usual at the breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
Jarring a mess of jam last night. Huh? So I'll need to get delivered into town today. Okay. So did you and Rollo get up together? Oh, nothing interesting. Calm down. Of course it was the right thing to do. Start gathering, folks. I'll be right there. Sure there's anything you want to tell me about yesterday? Anything I want to tell you? Not really. We just sort of ran around a
Gran's
bit.
brow furrowed. She let out a long sigh. Her voice was quiet and even.
I have to go take care of something. You're going to stay in this house for the day. Under no circumstances are you to leave. What? If I'm not back by dinner, there's stew in the icebox. But nothing. You are to stay here, understand? Yeah. Say it. I'll stay here until you get back. Good. Oh, and Luca, you left the icebox open yesterday. We're not made of money, you know. Well, that was strange.
Luca was desperate to check in with Rollo. Until Gran returned, he was trapped.
Oh man, we're actually going to listen. Didn't see that coming.
An eerie electronic sound echoed from Luca's bedroom.
Oh, the walkie-talkie. Hello? Rollo, is that you? Over?
Luca glanced at the now silent walkie-talkie. He wasn't sure what to think.
Oh, hey, Roxy, is this about me accidentally kicking you yesterday? Is Rollo here? No. Hey, Luca, this is serious. Is Rollo here? No, I haven't seen him since yesterday. Rollo didn't come home last night. What?
A pit formed in Luca's stomach.
Where was the last place you saw him? We were playing around in the Weep Wood, and then it was late, and we went, oh. Weep Wood, if he's alive, I'm gonna kill that little creep. Is there anything else? Anything that he
Luca's
said?
mouth felt dry.
No, we were just messing around. Okay, I need to go let people know to check in the woods. You just stay out of trouble. Go see if he's hiding in the library or something.
Luca could feel his heart beating in his throat.
Rollo. Where are you? I guess we're just gonna go ahead and break the rules now. Totally chill.
The road leading to Beacon Pines was long and uninspiring. A sort of natural barrier for the impatient.
Seeing Rollo? Nope. The boards, they're setting up lots of stuff for the festival. Today I processed some answers. I told him that was fine. Here until he gets back. I'm just using him as a prop. Toby. Oh, hey, it's something like guys, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Or something special. Okay, so it starts right.
Toby looked up from the clipboard excitedly.
That's right. So I was starting to tell me, look, no offense, but I've got my own stuff to take care of. We're all part of this together. You let us know when you're free to answer a few questions. Hooray for narrator view. Oh dear. That concerns me.
A bit much, if you ask me.
Indulgence. The library's open.
Kato volunteered at the library during the summers. He wasn't very social, so he'd dedicate each summer to becoming an expert in a single subject, making him a reliable source of very particular knowledge. If you were to ask Kato something he didn't know, he'd escape into the dusty old bookshelves and return with just the right thing.
Hey,
Kato
Kato.
was lost in his reading. Luca crooked his neck to see the title, Introduction to Melitology.
Him.
He gestured to the shelves.
I'm really running out of books I haven't read yet, so now it's on the wonderful world of bees. Turns out bees are pretty cool. For instance, did you know around 70% of bee species actually live in underground tunnels? I did know that because I helped put together Bee Day with Miss Lottle. They will fight to the death for supremacy. Fight. It's interesting, but it's a roll around. That's seriously. You'll be the first to know.
The bottom corner shelf was a dusty array of thick science books. Only one binding was clean enough to read: Cellular Biology and the Chemistry of Mitosis.
Weird.
Mycological Phosphorescence. The entire top level of the library was devoted to comics, most of which were Hank Atomic and the myriad of lesser revered spin-offs. Oh, the cobs I've eaten, a salad-centric travel guide for the mildly adventurous.
Impressive.
Beck's family moved often, giving her little time to establish any real connections. She would tell you she prefers it that way.
Yeah, looking for missing Rolo.
Luca shifted his feet uncomfortably.
Oh, that sucks.
Beck pulled a coin from her pocket.
So says the unlucky penny. Unlucky? Yeah, well, technically it landed on heads. Leave this kid to find his friend alone. But I always do the opposite. That's kind of like me and Rolo. I guess Rolo is my unlucky penny. And that tells a person should never be without their unlucky penny. Yeah. Ads are awful. Oh no, never try to restore.
Luca felt a chill as he approached Beck. Her eyes were locked on the strange green liquid. The nearby grass was coated in a fine layer of frost.
Sort of thing normal around here, because puddles of glowing ooze are definitely not what I expected from this place. I have no idea what this stuff is. The next obvious step is science. What's a science suggestion? Poke it with a stick. I like this. I like Beck. I like this
Luca
cat.
watched as Beck dipped a broken tree branch into the goo. Beck's eyes widened as flowers grew from the dead wood. First small buds, which quickly bloomed into vibrant petals.
What the?
As quickly as they had grown, the flowers began to shrivel and turn gray. Beck dropped the stick with a grunt of disgust.
Okay. So science tells us this skunk is weird as hell. It seems dangerous. Oh, I do not like you. Oh my. Don't have time for this one. Ain't that right, Tish? Yep. She looks fine to me. Oh, I don't think we've been properly introduced. These names, this is my computer, Tish. You've probably heard of us. Can't say I have. Favorite Swanson, can you be new here? Why would you hang out with this dud? Oh, he seems pretty alright. Why do you have to be so you? Has he even told you that his parents skipped out on him? shut up. True, they got tired of having such a pathetic kid and left him. Iggy, I'm gonna only say this one time. Don't talk about my family. Look who's grown a backbone now that a girl's around. First his pops croaks, then his mom finally couldn't take it anymore and bounced. Oh,
Iggy
we're
took
picking
a step
fight.
towards Luca, his sneer lit by the glowing puddle. Beck could see tears welling in Luca's eyes, his fists clenched. Some things about Beacon Pines were very different from the city, but a bully from a hayseed town is really no different from a city bully. Beck took a deep breath and thought,
Well, time to bust out the... Well, I don't want to use either of these words.
well, time to bust out the strange. Beck stared in silence, the only sign of life being the twitch of an eye. At the sight of Iggy taunting Beck, something in Luca snapped. Iggy's smirk shifted to a look of shock as Luca launched himself into his stomach. Iggy's clothes were drenched in the glowing ooze.
Oh dear. Those are ruined. I'm
Iggy's
going to-
voice began to slur as he struggled to get up.
Oh boy. I don't feel so good. Oh. Sorry, I just... Oh, shit. Yup. That child is about to die. That was intense. He's gonna be okay, right? Nothing.
The person at the warehouse. This strange ooze and what it did to Iggy. Was Rollo caught up in all of this?
Back to trying to find Rollo, I suppose. Oh there, little buddies. You startled me. What in the dickens are you up to in this part town? Up and look for Rollo. Oh, you haven't heard the good news? Rollo showed up safe and sound a little bit ago. It was funny, really. He got a little turn around in the woods. They can be disorienting, you know. I was trying to get that impression. What was this house now? Getting some well-deserved rest. Here, let me for you. You lost yourself. I can't wait to introduce you to Rollo. Oh, that reminds me. Your grandmother was looking for you. She was worried sick. She marched straight home, I guess. Your folks might get worried too. I'll walk you home. I need to talk with Nellie about work anyways.
Beck glanced toward Luca.
Guess all the ends well. I'll introduce you to Rollo tomorrow. Glad he's okay. And we just
Rollo
didn't see
was
the running
safe.
mutant child.
A wave of relief washed over Luca, which was quickly replaced by a sense of dread. Gran is going to kill me.
Yes,
If he hurried,
yes, she
he might
is.
just make it home before sundown. Chapter 4. Our harvest awaits. Luca took a deep breath and gingerly opened the door, steeling himself for Gran's wrath. The house was empty.
Well,
Luca was
guess we're
sitting by
going
the
to bed.
pond, listening to small waves lap against a rock. His father sat in a folding chair in front of him. Without turning, he spoke. Why don't you grab me some nice bait? Sure thing, Dad. Luca hopped over to the tackle box and popped open the lid. Inside was a rolling, buzzing mass. We're fishing with bees? Luca's father gave a warm chuckle. Well, you catch more fish with bees than honey. Pick us out a good one. Luca closed his eyes and plucked out a bee. He could feel its wings struggle between his finger and thumb. Holding it at arm's length, he hurried over. His father deftly baited the hook and examined his work. Interesting choice. With a practiced flick of the wrist, the line buzzed in a graceful arc. The water accepted it without a splash or ripple. The wrong choice, but I respect it. The pond began to freeze over. Sometimes we gotta make the wrong choice before we can make it right. Pallid ice propagated across the still surface with an alarming speed. Luca scrambled back as the ground beneath him turned cold. Dad, I don't understand. Sorry, kiddo. Understanding isn't always part of the deal. The relentless ice shot through the fishing line toward his father. Dad, look out! His father casually wound the reel. None of it's your fault, you know. Never was. Dad, we have to go! Luca grabbed his father's shoulders, trying to pull him away. Please, you have to run! The ice crackled as it spread across his father's hands. That's the thing about fishing, Luca. His chest began to crystallize. You toss your hook in, and you never know what you're gonna pull out. A shock of searing cold ran up Luca's arms. He gave one last desperate tug. The chair tipped backwards in a single frozen mass. Luca tried to stop the momentum, but it was too late. He watched the icy form of his father slam into the hard ground, shattering into 1,000 pieces that crowded around his feet. Dad, I don't understand. What does all this mean? The gentle rustle of leaves was the only reply.
Nothing terrifying about that. I'm not quite sure, Citrus.
Luca's
I am
eyes
not
struggled
quite
to
sure
focus
what
on the
hell this
walkie-talkie.
game is, but I'm enjoying it. Rolo?
Faintly, he could hear Rollo amongst the noise.
Middle of the night. Listen, I thing to work down here.
Rollo's voice was coming through more clearly now, but some words were still just static.
Someone grabbed me yesterday. He took me to some sort of beat. I think I'm underground. Underground? Okay. Kinda. I'm just blue for now, at least. There? No. Blue. Trust. Blue. He's blue. Hold on.
The
Someone's
signal
coming.
went silent.
Oh, unhelpful static timing. Yeah, no, I think this upgraded from spoopy to spooky somewhere along the way, and I'm honest to God here for it. I am honest to all the stars here for it.
Luca held still, waiting for a response. His pounding heartbeat marking the passage of time. Rollo's voice began to fade.
Losing signal, not much time. Mission control. Me to the treehouse.
With
The
that,
treehouse.
The signal died for good.
What's at the treehouse? The antenna. It's going to use the antenna in the treehouse to get a better signal. Rollo, your
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and sprinted to the treehouse. Luca heard a group of footsteps approaching. He dashed behind the bushes to avoid being spotted. Mr. Tolliver paused, shifting his eyes to one side. Mr. Tolliver took one long, quiet breath.
dearest Valentine. Mrs. Wood still no time to contact her after your call this morning. Plans change. How's Luca holding up? He's fine. Should beside the fact that this is all very well what all this is for. We have no choice. Operation Sparkplug has no objective.
The three shared a determined look.
Hey, Luca. Gah. Dawn, you scared me. How long have you been there? She's adorable. Oh, Tokyo, just want to pinch little cheeks. I'm. Organized and determined. Heard that too. Doing anything different recently? Anything strange? She got a phone call this morning. Rushed out the door. Miriam Tolliver, it seems. She was either furious or terrified, or both. Careful up there. I think we might be in the middle of the scoop of a lifetime. I will. Well, nah, I'm gonna stick out here for a bit longer. See you, Luca. Strange child, but an amusing one.
The two boys shared a mischievous grin.
Just making sure I couldn't actually go in there or anything like that. Oop, nope, gotta go up. Ah, I have no sense of direction.
Luca could only see a cloaked shape behind the rocket. He strained to hear as a muffled voice began. Fear gripped Luca's throat. Luca stared at the ground for a moment, trying to place the dampened voice. The figure shifted slowly from behind the rocket, revealing itself to Luca. Luca reached over empathetically. Iggy's tone jolted to dejected anger. Luca slumped to the ground, overwhelmed by guilt.
Oh, okay. Okay, we are chasing children through the woods. course. Let's ask thing more threatening. Stay here, I'll see what they want. Ah! A lot of them now. Down in a second. Oh man, they're terrifying. We have a problem. Here's the clipboards, a bunch of them. How many? Maybe all of them? Yeah, you were right. Saying the same stuff with the creepy knob cranked to 10. Might young Iggy be present? We would love to hear his thoughts. Run!
Iggy slumped to his knees.
Don't know what to do. I'm just so tired. Luca, what do we do?
Luca grabbed the walkie-talkie and headed for the window.
Follow my lead.
Luca and Iggy climbed up the back of the treehouse to its roof, where Rollo had constructed his MCDC, the Mission Control Defense Cannon. From behind the crowd of clipboards, William Kerr strode forward, a warm smile on his face.
Oh dear. He's like, well, what's wrong with him? What did that gun do? It's a pretty honking big question, Luca. He knows that he's sick. He's real sick, Luca. So you should let us up there and take care of him. He told me Rollo was okay, that he was back resting in his place. He is. Poor fellow just got a little lost. That's a lie. Careful thing to say, Luca. Thought we were buddies. Why? Because he lets you ramble on like to. Nobody likes you.
Kerr's smile faltered.
Glad you walked down here so we can have a face-to-face. Yelling like this is gonna give us all a heck of a sore throat.
Luca's grip tightened on the MCDC.
What did you do to Rollo? Oh shucks, the only teeny tiny fib I told you was that he was at home. He is resting and he is perfectly safe, for now at least. What happens to next is up to you, Luca. Look around. Quite the pickle, and I am the only person in the whole wide world who can help me. You get to decide how this ends.
Luca's mind raced. He was caught in a trap. What do you do when there's no hope?
Better give me fight as an option. I know.
He wiped his cheeks with a sleeve. What are you gonna do, Luca?
Fight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Fight. He swung the Mission Control Defense Cannon around, aiming it confidently at the smirking face of William Kerr.
Hey,
Luca
Mr.
summoned
Kerr.
his most insolent demeanor.
Rollo sends his regards. Hey, that was uncalled for, more than a little rude, and just plain unsanitary. I really did think we were good pals. What a shame that's come to
Kerr
this.
turned his back on the two boys.
And
With a
this-
nonchalant wave of the hand, he made his exit. As the clipboards began to slowly advance on the treehouse, Luca looked to Iggy with resignation in his eyes. The end.
Oh dear.
That escalated quickly. Maybe discretion was the better part of valor here. Let's put a pin in this for now.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I suppose we'll go to Tickle.
Well, time to bust out the tickles. Beck lunged forward and began to tickle under Tish's arms. Tears began to form in Tish's eyes as she gasped for breath between gales of laughter. Beck redoubled her efforts until Tish finally had had enough.
What just happened? She seems nice. Sorry for the interruption. I think you were threatening us.
Iggy's eyes darted around, a realization dawning on his face that he was now outnumbered.
Remembered, I have somewhere to be. See you around,
Iggy kicked at the puddle before making his escape.
Oh, douche.
Beck shook the ooze out of her hair as best as she could.
That depends. What are your feelings on having a more mature, refined look? Oh, God.
Chapter 4. The Best Policy. Luca paused for a moment, catching his breath. He'd only just met Beck, and somehow he already managed to drag her into this mess.
Oh, dear.
Hopefully he could make it up to her. But finding Rollo was his primary concern. Roxy and Fitz looked drained. It was clear they'd spent all day searching.
That's Beck. I don't care who she is. What happened? Helping look for Rollo.
Roxy's temper could often be dismissed as the impatience of an older sibling, but this was the most intense Luca had ever seen her. Her eyes were wild and unfocused, looking straight through Luca. In a torrent of rambled words and tears, Luca broke down.
I'm just playing in Weedwood yesterday. We were investigating the lights at the old Vampire. Someone was there in a strange suit. Hit a dumpster and a heavy bag dropped on us. I think it was a body. So we ran, but we got split up, and I ran home. And it's all my fault. And now my best friend may never come back. Wow. Just, wow.
Roxy, still exhausted and angry, softened briefly as her eyes hunted the ground in thought. With a determined sigh, she looked up at Luca.
Not your fault, Luca. Well, it's gonna be okay.
Roxy drew herself up.
I'll fix this. Luca, go home. But I want to help. This is too dangerous for a kid. Can't just sit around.
Roxy tried to think of the safest place to send Luca.
Go back to that little treehouse you two like to play in. Wait there in case Rollo shows up. Sign up.
Luca wiped his cheeks and gave a quick nod.
Did the right thing telling me the truth. Now scoot. Really believe the story? What other options we have? No stranger on here leading up to the festival. My dad has been acting weird lately.
Looking into the puddle, Roxy rubbed her arms to warm up.
Why is it so cold here? This place can be really nice. Hey, to the treehouse.
Mr. Nuncreek jumped with a start.
Whoa, don't sneak up on an old fella like that.
Sorry, who are you talking to?
What?
Luca motioned to the phone booth.
Oh no, I was just checking because I thought I heard it ring. The dang thing never does, of course.
Never seen anyone use it, really.
Whole thing's a waste of money if you ask me. Any word from Rollo yet?
Not yet.
Long time for a boy to lose his way.
Rollo knows those woods too well to get lost.
I suppose you're right.
Silly boys' antics like this whole town word sick.
Antics? We all know Rollo likes to play his little pranks.
You think this is a prank?
What other possible explanation could there be?
He's not playing a prank and he didn't get lost, so took him.
I know it. How could you know that? Unless
There's something else you know.
Mr. Nuncreed gently placed one of his substantial hands on Luca's shoulder.
Dang it, boy, if there's something you know, something that could help your friend, you need to tell folks.
Luca peered up at Mr. Nuncreed. Kind eyes warmed a stern face. There was a deeper emotion hiding beneath it all. It was subtle, but Luca could sense something eating away at him.
There's a shame lurking behind us.
There was a shame lurking behind those eyes. A deep sadness. If Mr. Nuncreed was that worried about Rollo, maybe he could help.
I'm not sure where you got that from shame.
Mr. Nuncreed raised an eyebrow.
Both of you, where's Rollo when he went missing?
Not exactly. Just hiding in the dumpster.
Dumpster, what were you doing there?
So we're just sitting around. Then someone strange enough came and dumped some of us. We both got scared. That was the last I saw him. Let's go do some garbage. That's what you know. Smoking shit. It was some garbage. I think it was a body. I'm sure it was just some trash. I don't know. It was a name tag. It's a deed.
Mr. Nuncreed's shoulders slumped.
I wish you would have said
A
that.
deep sigh bellowed from his chest.
Why did you have to? I tried, Luca. God knows I tried to keep you safe.
Luca attempted to take a step back, but Nuncreed's hand clamped down on his shoulder.
But you Van-Orns just can't help yourselves, can you? We were all so close to being done with this.
With a firm shove, Nuncreed manhandled Luca into the phone booth.
What are you doing?
It's out of my hands now.
The door latched shut with a mechanical hiss.
Shit.
As Luca pounded the glass, the floor dropped from under his feet. The inside of the phone booth was now a loose capsule plummeting at gravity's whim. Luca winced and pressed his hands to the walls. As he braced for impact, the capsule hurried to a surprisingly smooth stop. He
You
felt a
called
cold
it,
rush of
Izzy.
air
You called it.
and opened his eyes with hesitance. Two large figures in hazmat suits occluded his view. Luca heard the deep, resigned voice of Mr. Nuncreed over an intercom. He knows too much. The end.
Oh dear.
Wait. No. This isn't the end. I know there's still much more. Somehow this went wrong. Okay, let's try something else.
Well, I guess the next thing we gotta try is struggle, right? Struggle.
This is a story about struggle. Luca could hear a machine humming somewhere nearby. He felt around wildly, searching for something, anything that could help. His hands found a hard object, maybe a tile? He yanked it free, lifting the cold stone. Let me go! Luca swung the tile as hard as he could at the shape that still held fast to his leg. He heard the crack of glass as the stone hit the assailant's mask. With a muffled yelp, the hand let go. Luca was free and scrambled to the door. He never looked back once on the long run home. Chapter 3. Everything's fine.
I do not believe you.
The
I
next
do
morning,
not.
it was quieter than usual at the
believe you.
breakfast table. Only the sound of silverware and chewing interrupted the awkward silence.
And diner. Practice much. Particular my jam. Extra best for that enthusiastic gentleman. Go while the day is still young. Yeah, I have a business proposition. There's both the same problem that needs solving. Very well, we can meet tonight. Okay, sorry yesterday, Rascal. So good news, no more boring chores for me. Make it to the Valentine warehouse. So what'd you find? Give me the dirt. Something happened. There was someone else there. Some of the aliens? I knew it would be aliens. No. Zombies? No. Alien zombies? What else could it possibly be? Roll it. We gotta deliver these in town first. We can catch up later. It's a whole thing. It sounds like a whole thing. Yes, we should talk about it here. We meet at the treehouse tonight. Mission control.
Huddled at his counter, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining apples. More accurately, Hiram Tolliver was meticulously shining one apple. With a yelp, Mr. Tolliver fumbled the apple, flailing at the air as it fell. He leaned forward and lowered his voice.
You have something? Yeah, grab some jam.
He leaned in a bit further.
Jam? Yeah, these ones on top. She wrote your name.
Mr. Tolliver leaned back, speaking loud enough for anyone to hear.
Ah, yes, the jam. Thank you for so much for delivering this jam.
He
to
reached
me.
forward and snapped up the jars of jam.
Where shall this process? I should finish with this.
He leaned in for a fight.
Of course.
Mr. Nuncreed eyed Luca for.
Suppose it is. Alright, usually do everything about this.
Luca handed the jam to Mr. Nuncreed, and he nestled.
Well, I'll just have to finish this batch off quicker than normal. So I'll go ahead and get started on my next order.
Got it. Okay, so I missed the restaurant. Maybe it's this way. There we go.
She leaned forward and pinched Luca's cheek.
She's hot. She can pinch my cheek anytime.
Luca shifted the basket uncomfortably. Mrs. Fratelli lifted the cloth and inspected the...
Poor Gillis. I feel bad for him. Nothing like being trapped under the... Oh, hey. Beck. And not gray hair in the slut. We haven't met her yet in this timeline. Okay, anchovies or pineapple? Don't think. Just answer pineapple. Why? How old are you? 12. Perfect. Follow me. Who are you? Anyone ever tells you ask too many questions, just try to keep up, okay? What just happened? Well, incidents. Here's my new friend. I was just telling you about. Oh, that's wonderful. Yep, we just hit it off. Oh, really? Get this. His favorite pizza topping in the whole world is pineapple. Oh, and what's your new friend's
Beck locked eyes. The look on her face was equal parts expectant and desperate.
Luca Van Horn, nice to meet you. Ellie, and this is... Ilona? Ilona? We're Beck's parents.
Beck gave Luca a quick nudge.
Oh yeah, Beck told me all about you. Already feels like we know each other for years, so you can stop obsessing about me making friends. Our darling, me never doubted you. It's just that for children fewer than 5 close friends, probably with stunted development doubles. Well, 1 down, 4 to go, I guess. What Ellie means is we just want this move to be as easy on you as possible. You can relax. A friend has been friended. This calls for a celebration. Luca, you must join us for dinner tonight. Dinner? Wow, another coincidence. I actually asked him and he said he'd love to. It's just wonderful. Let's pick up some groceries. You're in too much trouble now. Can't believe that worked. Thanks a ton. You're welcome. I owe you one. Moms are great and all, but they can be a bit much sometimes. Our house is the little cottage next to that big mansion place. Wait, you live on the Valentine's estate? Yeah, that's the spot. Meet me by their big creepy gate. Don't be late, or I'm back to square one on this whole friend thing. Great, see you there.
Jeff's hardware closed down about a year ago. The effects of the foul harvest stretched wide. When there are no crops in the field, tractors don't need fixing.
Aww.
Jeff dug through his pockets for a bit.
Eris and Gus Valentine grew up here. It's all Eris is her name? Oh, goodness. I thought they were like, that was like a title, but that's her name. Oh, my. This theme. She stuff has a time place like that. Valentine's pretty much keeps themselves so it's empty and boring. Pretty much. What a waste. Says it used to be way busier back before Sharper died, before the foul harvest. Hey, that's like the 5th time someone's mentioned this foul harvest thing. Thank you, Beck. Thank you. Thank you. And you all use that same ominous tone. Eventually, you're going to explain to me how the harvest got all fouled up, but we can't keep my parents waiting anymore. This way. No, Beck, let him explain. Let him explain. No. Come back. It looks like he could use some help. Let's hit that. Let's get to this. Smile and nod. Fun. Great. What do we do? Don't bring up their work.
Beck took a long breath, then gave a firm nod.
Here goes nothing.
Chapter 4. Dinner with the Moodwills. Ilona Moodwill was worried about change. A gardener at heart, she understood the necessity of change, relied on it even. But there was a difference between the controlled world of her plants and this cluttered cottage in a strange town. Almost done. Nellie was a blur of activity, digging through boxes. Sorry, love, couldn't find the dishes. We'll have to make do with paper plates. Dinner went by without much conversation. As she watched Beck and Luca finish up their pizza, Ilona let herself relax into the chair. The things she cared about were still here. Nellie finally had the job of her dreams. Beck was beginning to take root. Ilona's task was simply to tend to them. She could do that.
I live with my grandma over on the other side of the river. Grandma, my parents said, Beck, manners. It's alright. My dad passed away in the accident at the fertilizer plant 6 years back. Oh dear. My mom's been missing for a few months now. Like, missing.
Luca's eyes were fixed to his plate, pushing a chunk of pineapple around with his finger. Nellie was the one who eventually broke the silence.
How did you like the pizza? Oh, it was good. Very good.
Ilona nervously gestured toward the boxes.
Matthew said and Becca mentioned that it's your favorite. Sorry, we're just gonna... He said his mom was missing? Heck. Sorry, Luca, this move has us all
Luca
tired.
wiped his face with his sleeve.
No, it's fine. Beck said you had moved here for work?
Beck gave Luca a swift kick under the table.
Revenge. Ow. What brought you to Beacon Pines? It's the first time we're here for work. Nellie won't tell you this, but she's a brilliant chemist. Brilliant, but I do love it. She's brilliant. Riley Roberts just made her the newest lead researcher of deep engineering. Wait, but this time I haven't had the body thrown on me. Ah! Sprinkle water and excrement.
Luca glanced over to Beck. She seemed to be holding her breath.
Ms. Lucas, there are different ways to grow plants. Yes, some people talk to plants for the best. Some people would happily leave their job to allow a loved one to pursue their dream. You
Beck
swore
slammed
you
her
didn't.
fist into the table, perhaps harder than she intended.
Hey, Luca, how about some dessert? I have to actually
Luca
meet my friend
glanced
Willow
outside
soon.
to gauge the time. The sky was darker than he expected, filled with ominous clouds.
Hey! Rude.
Luca wiped his mouth one last time with his napkin and started to get up. Surprised, Luca turned around. He knew Rollo could be prickly around new people. But Beck seemed cool. Rollo would warm up to her eventually. Probably. Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
Ominous.
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds. At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Oh dear. This is gonna be bad.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
No.
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look. Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh. Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
Weird can be cool. Go up. You just said this is the treatments. Exactly. There's some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She's so freaking awesome. She gets coming out sometimes. She feels good. So when she does it, she starts me with high-tech.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
Yeah, all sorts of stations.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime. He flipped open the attached card.
Some schools gave me going back some flowers. Really try to fit them with themselves than they both. So you picked it up? Yeah, it's not looking for me. So there's a better job somewhere else. Can I ask you something? Worse. Dang, didn't that hurt? To be honest, that hurt more than I expected. At least you were cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
You ever feel alone even when people are around? It can be pretty absorbent sometimes. Serious, does it ever feel like a family doesn't care what you want? Didn't used to feel that way. Sometimes you just need somebody else to actually fine.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? Yes, I haven't yet. What my dad told me was that hold a grudge, especially against yourself. Try to hold it all in. I said, I don't know what to do. I never got to that point. Something I figured out on my own that I gotta do something. Anything. Here. I don't know. Something. We'll just share our complaints with the state. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to where they were. Everyone tells me it's going to be alright. Things are going to
Luca
change.
let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hated that. I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
What, you didn't have deep thoughts about moving? Yeah, no, I relate too much to these kids, unfortunately. I, too, was moving.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up. abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Sure, walk, yeah. Funeral of the festival sounds good. Luca, let the universe
Beck
jerk
gave
you
Luca
around.
a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5.
Okay. As much as I would like to keep going, I unfortunately do have work in the
Friendly
morning.
feud.
So we're,
The air was heavy with the hard rain's
as soon as
residue,
we get to a next stop point here.
the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rollo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rollo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
All right, so this has been Beacon Pines, and Beacon Pines is amazing, and I am absolutely 100% going to play through the rest of this. And give me just a moment while I figure out who we are rating today. Oh, we've got one of the IGC members up and about, so we'll go right over to Rex. That is where I know Rex from, right? Having one of those days. Yes, okay. All right, and start rate.